Hello, this is our pediatric group project, and today we'll be talking about the high-risk injuries in adolescents and interventions to prevent them from happening. We're going to start with what makes this group in such high risk of injuries both mentally and physically. During this age, adolescents go through a lot in terms of physical and mental development. So factors like physical, intellectual, emotional, social all play in the high risk of encountering injury. For example, according to Sarah Leifer, Introduction to Maternity and Pediatric Nursing, boys at the age of 10 to 13, they go through hormonal changes. With that come with physical changes and mental changes as well. Where physically they start to grow more muscle, more hair, their voice deepen, mentally their mood and behavior changes. They become more aggressive towards each other and present high self-esteem. At this time, they develop a sense of self-concept, where they are affected by those around them, such as parents, teachers, and friends, but also molded by them. Emotional and social development are important in that they mature to be young adult around this time. They would be preparing to tackle the world, but all depends on their environment, where they grew up, and among other things. So around this time, adolescents also face mental issues such as depression, anxiety, which often are ignored and taken lightly by those around them, often resulting in self-harm or drugs. This usually exists due to external pressures that are presented to them, such as body image, sense of identity, peer relationship, career plans, and responsibility that befall them late adolescents. Another form of self-harm is, as mentioned before, drugs, where it is said that it is an escape from reality to them. But those around them, they see it differently, in the sense that they're doing it to fit in, to experiment, and to do better, and to have the experience in general. Where doing it better translates to using illegal drugs to enhance their athletic ability or academic ability. What makes this developmental stage at high risk of injury is that they are exposed by developmental pressure and their ever so increasing responsibility. According to healthychildren.org, these are the stages of development of adolescence. From puberty to adulthood, age 11 to 18, there are 3 stages: early adolescence, middle adolescence, and late adolescence. The purpose of this stage is to form one's own identity and to prepare for adulthood. Physical development. By mid-adolescence, if not sooner, most youngster physiological growth is complete, close to their adult height and weight, and are physically capable of having babies. Intellectual development. Still perceiving the world around them in concrete terms. Things are either right or wrong, awesome or awful. Rarely set sights beyond the present, an ability to consider long-term consequences of their action. Solve complex problems, and to sense what others are thinking. Still relatively inexperienced in life, even older teens apply these newfound skills erratically and therefore may act without thinking. Emotional development. It's an emotional roller coaster and paradoxical behavior around this time, taking risks and challenging authority. Teens are merely evolving and seeking to find out who they are. Social development. Friends become very important. Adolescents concerns what friends think of them and how they fit in. Eventually, teenagers develop the capacity for falling in love and forming a romantic relationship. Late adolescence, intellectual, emotional, and social development catch up with physical development. And how does injury typically present in children? Self-harm, whether it be the cause of substance abuse, trying to fit in, feeling emotionally dead inside, and invisible from their parents and peers. Substance abuse is one of the highest self-harm method, which often leads to health conditions such as brain damage, drugs that depresses your central nervous system, cardiovascular problems, stimulants that often cause heart attack due to increased body stress response, GI issues. Opioids lead to chronic constipation, and other substances can cause stomach upset, indigestion, nausea, or vomiting. Respiratory problem. Some CNS depressants, especially opioids, can slow breathing or make breathing shallow or irregular. Liver damage, kidney damage, infections, and immune system damage also play a part. How are these injuries treated? Kids are assessed in a scale called SUDS, known as Subjective Unit Disturbance Scale, which is used to determine for cognitive behavioral treatments, as well as group-based approaches for substance abuse. According to Gudens, who wrote the article Substance Abuse in Adolescents and Young Adults, psychosocial treatments for SUDS have undergone substantial growth as scientific scrutiny of outcomes has generated new therapies that have been validated. Adolescents with SUDS present a challenge in the degree of their denial, the influence of their acceptance of peers, and resistance to authority in their quest for autonomy. Often family approaches, motivational enhancement therapies, and CBTs have shown the best efficiencies for this group. Collective beliefs in form of school perceptions of substance abuse such as marijuana influence individuals' risk of marijuana beyond their beliefs. Results suggest that group-based approaches such as substance abuse prevention are important, in particular that increasing a school collective beliefs that marijuana possess harm can make interventions of an individual's beliefs more effective. Parents take a role in prevention as well. What action can parents take to prevent these injuries? According to healthychildren.org, prevention starts with parents. As a parent, you have a major impact on your child's decision not to use tobacco, alcohol, and drugs. Prevention starts with you start talking with them, listening to your child. Help your child make good choices and good friends. Teach your children different ways to say no. Parents, you are powerful. Parents are the strongest influence that the children have. There's no guarantee that your child won't use drugs, but drug use is much less likely to happen if you provide guidance and clear rules not to use drugs. Spend time with your child to not use tobacco or other drugs yourself. If you do drink, do so in moderation. Never drive after drinking. Having a designated driver sends a very important message to children: safety and responsibility. What messages do your action and words send to your child? Children notice how parents use alcohol, tobacco, and drugs at home, in their social life, and in other relationships. This includes how parents deal with strong feelings, emotions, stress, and even minor aches and pains. Actions speak louder than words. Children really do notice what their parents say and do. Prevention starts when you start talking and listening to them. Talk honestly with your child about healthy choices and risky behaviors. Listen to what your child has to say. Make talking and listening a habit. The earlier, the better. Learn the facts about harmful effects of drugs. Talk with your child about the negative effects of alcohol and drugs would have on their brains and bodies and their ability to learn or play sports. As your pediatrician about other dangers of drug use. As part of regular safety conversation, talk about avoiding tobacco, alcohol, and drug use. Be clear and consistent about family rules. It does not matter what other families decide. Your family rules show your family values. Correct any wrong beliefs your child may have. Everyone drinks. Marijuana won't hurt you. Avoid TV programs, movies, and video games that glamorize tobacco, alcohol, and drugs, since it's hard to escape the message found in music and advertising. Discuss with your child the influence these messages have on us. Making smart choices. It is a parent's job to use love and experience to correct mistakes and poor choices. By using a mix of praise and criticism, you can correct your child's behavior without saying your child is bad. This helps children build self-confidence and learn how to make healthy and safe choices. In time, making smart choices on their own will become easier. Let children know you care about them. Talk with them about being safe. And help your child make good choices in friendships. A good sense of self-worth, knowing what is right and wrong, will help your child say no to drugs and other risky behaviors. Help your child by noticing effort as well as success, praising for things done well and for making good choices. Encourage positive friendship and interests. Check to see what friends and neighbors your child spends time with and have values similar to yours. Find ways to get your child involved in sports, hobbies, school clubs, and other activities. These usually are positive interactions that help development, character, and lead to good peer relationship. Look for activities that you and your child or the entire family can do together. Help your child learn the importance of being responsible individual and what it means to be a real friend. Children need to learn what that doing something they know is wrong is not a good way to fit in or feel accepted by others. Remind your child that real friends do not ask friends to do risky things like alcohol, tobacco, or drugs. Reject friends when they don't want to do something they know is wrong. And help your child learn different ways to say no. Teach your children how to respond to someone offering drugs. It is much easier to say no when prepared ahead of time. It helps you if you play a role and practice. This way it becomes natural to do at least one of the following. Say no, give a reason, no thanks, I'm not into that. Or, no, my parents would get really mad at me. Suggest something else to do, like watch a movie or play a game. Leave or go home, go to class, or join other friends. And that concludes our presentation on adolescence and the high-risk injuries and preventions. Thank you for listening. My name is Moses as the narrator, and providing the information, Santanya and Sally.